Right, 2 Metroids down, 1 more to go for this area. Either I was overly pessimistic about how long it'd take to be done with this area, or my perception of time of the other areas we went through before my break is a little off at the moment. Either way, we now have the annoying problem that I don't know where to go from here. And also, I've got a problem of not looking before I leap. Of course, considering just how little ground we're actually able to look at a given time, it's amazing we've only taken this much damage from the bastards. Kind of annoyed the minimap didn't remember that super missile door, despite the fact that we saw it on our way up. Somehow doubt the slug on the ceiling is going to be in any way important. You've got to be kidding me. That super missile door didn't even take me anywhere. Granted, we might find some stuff in this area where we ran away from the big robot earlier, but come on. The other 2 super missile doors led us to Metroids, and we've got 1 more to find in this area. Am I just in too much of a rush to move on since we killed not only a number of Metroids just to get down here, but we also went through the Metroid genocide in AM2R already? Well, I certainly don't recall any recurring enemies in these hallways as we were running from the big robot. I'd say something praising the local ecosystem, but then it's not like this game or any of the other 2D Metroids even really try to make it feel like you're going through any kind of actually functional ecosystem. It's still fun, but not exactly an immersive, I can imagine myself in that world kind of thing. I'm possibly too used to that style of immersion in gaming, and the more the nonsensical but still fun I get to LP, the more I can wean myself off some of the games that are essentially just bloated movies. Right, that would have been too simple to get to that missile upgrade. Guess we can only get it from below, but how far below? Well, that's certainly a familiar set of blocks to break. I somehow doubt we're gonna have to worry about the Probot coming back. But I also have the feeling there isn't gonna be all that much to grab when we get down there, especially considering the amount of ground we have to cover. At the very least, nothing critically important. Okay, definitely more creatures here than last time we ran through this area. Okay, this is definitely gonna be a pain in the ass with the way those vents are sucking in air. Kind of wish we had some way to turn those off, but I suppose they're not all that frustrating to get around. I wonder if it's even possible to counter these things. Because if there is, we don't get a helpful little flash to tell us when to do it. Grabbing these missile upgrades isn't gonna hurt, but it's not exactly making me feel more confident in how we'll do in the next Metroid fight, especially considering just how tough that last one was. Super missiles are definitely higher on my list of priorities than regular missiles. But then it's not like the little indicator on the map for new upgrades tells you which kind you're gonna be stumbling onto next. Sure, regular missiles probably hurt Metroids more than the Ice Beam, but when's the last time we ran out of missiles in a fight in this game anyway? Well, now that we've grabbed everything that seems to be in this area, time to get back out of it. That probably spent more time than was strictly necessary around here, but to be fair, it's not like I'm trying to do a speed run. I'm pretty sure this same amount of time, a bunch of speedrunners would already be done with the game by now. Or at the very least have the baby following them back to the ship. I've never claimed that I'm the best at any genre of game. Just that I'm a veteran of a number of games. I feel like I have enough experience to get us through the end of quite a number, and that I think my commentary is entertaining enough for us to go through quite a bit of footage per year. Not sure if running into those crystals like that was more or less embarrassing than constantly trying to get up from that dead-end room earlier on. Part of me wants to ask what those purple things in the background are supposed to be. The two uniforms being natural formations, but then they might not actually mean anything, and they were just put there to look nice. It's not like this game has the same issues with backgrounds as the other 2D Metroids we've gone through, after all. And another path that I should have remembered that I'd spent a good amount of time trying and failing to get to the other side of. Well, at least I didn't spend too long trying to get through something that we had already figured out was all too annoying for us at this stage of the game. Okay, why the hell did I just let myself stand on that acid when a second or two more of waiting and it would have been gone on its own? If I'm getting that tired at the moment when I was recording it, I probably should have just taken the good idea to use that nearby save point and take a bit of a break. Get whatever wits I have back in gear. That sort of thing. If that symbol is for the super bomb, then I very much doubt we're gonna break that particular block in the entire game. We're just very likely to forget that block exists by the time we get that late game upgrade. Much like I keep forgetting this room has a shitload of lava to stop us from making any progress in that direction. Again, it's kind of amazing that I can remember things more clearly in this kind of game when I'm commenting on it after the fact, than when I've got the controller in my hands and am trying to figure out what to do next. Well, at least this time I decided to break that block. I didn't have an excuse to not break it the first time we were here either, though, so not sure why it took so long. Oh yeah, definitely appreciate finding that one more than the regular missile upgrades we found back in the blocked off tunnels. And there doesn't seem to be anything else we can grab in this approximate area, so... yeah. Time to leave. How predictable. The lightning armor does absolutely nothing to mitigate the damage of just diving into an extremely deep molten rock, like some crazy kid at a pool party. At least there's a health station nearby, because holy shit, did I cut that as close as I possibly could. Just need to save, considering we found some things in that long period of traveling through an area we've already been to. Then try to move on. Not that I have any idea where the third Metroid could be in this area. Again, I was kind of hoping it was beyond that third super missile door. Maybe I'll just take what we've got to the acid toilet and see where the map points us to. Sure, that's not quite as satisfying as exploring and then discovering myself, but hey, we're past the halfway point when it comes to how many Metroids we have left to kill. I think I'm allowed to be a little impatient by this point. Can't even say something hopeful after seeing the Metroid shell there, since we've already killed the nearby Metroid responsible for it. At least we managed to heal what little damage we took from the acid in a hurry, though again, there's no point in me going out of my way to destroy absolutely every enemy that comes along our path. Just what do you do when one of your constant annoyances is your own instincts? It's not like you can just trade your instincts for something better in a hurry or something. Again, I should have remembered that we need the screw attack to get to that energy tank. Bloody hell, definitely feels like I need to check the acid toilet for where the next Metroid in the area is, and that itself is going to be a bit of a trek from where we are right now, and considering we haven't actually accomplished much since our last save, I don't really feel like we've earned saving again just yet. I suppose I could use that teleport station to get closer to the acid toilet sooner, but then I'm not much of a fan of teleporting in general. Hell, in many games that I have a fast travel system, I just get there in a more conventional way, even if it's mind-numbing to get there. I'm not even sure why, especially since I feel that in this game, navigating the various tunnels and shafts feels more tedious than it probably should for me. And apparently I'm falling asleep enough in my seat that I'm letting myself take a lot of damage that I absolutely do not need to. I certainly hope I manage to wake myself up before we reach the next Metroid. If it's another one of those Xenomorph-inspired ones, then I can't afford to be missing several energy tanks when we run into the bastard. Okay then, random unexplained choser device. Guide our gun. Huh. Okay, guess that explains why we couldn't find the third in any of the places I'd checked. Really? I would have thought that would have counted as the previous area. Definitely not going to be in perfect shape when we get to it, but if it's that far back, then I doubt it's going to be the latest form of Metroid. Can you really call it a shortcut anymore if it takes us this long to remember this side of the map even exists? Now, let's see what shifting the other block around is gonna do for us. Okay, so it's not supposed to be something that opens up for a hidden upgrade. We should have realized that when there wasn't an indicator for an upgrade on the mini-map. Of course, I also should have realized that we can now bomb a new path open a bit sooner than I actually did here. There we go. Took me long enough to figure that one out. Well, there's the shell. Just need to find where the bastard is making a stand. A maze just above the Metroid battle area. Excuse me for not being all that interested in it. Okay, I called supreme bullshit that the Metroid was able to set the ground on fire when the ground was underwater. It's still an easy fight since we're fighting such a basic Metroid, but come on! Okay, this little bastard is doing far more damage than something that basic has a right to. And I'm wondering just how sleep-deprived I was at the time of this recording. Sure, it's still lost, but we still have taken plenty of that variety before, and I can't think of any other Metroid of that form that managed to do that much damage to us before dying. Anyway, time to flush the next toilet. Right, of course we can't go up this way or the way we dropped into the arena from in the first place. If we want that small missile upgrade, we're gonna have to go through the maze above. And after all the wandering to find that one Metroid, you'll excuse me for not being in the mood to deal with that right now. Guess it was too much to hope that one would give us health, but I suppose there's gonna be plenty of others that should on the way forward. And of course, for some reason I forgot that flushing an acid toilet gets us healed anyway. Okay, why are we dealing with the less durable slugs again? Right, of course the first path I pick forward is blocked off. Again, there's something about how we're generally blocked off in this game that's more frustrating than the others we've gone through so far. I get that with more advanced hardware, they're more able to throw a lot of smaller mazes into the overall maze, and fling plenty more things at us at once, but still... Though again... maybe I'm just being a little resistant to change, since this is a remake that something fans remade already, and I enjoyed the fan work. This game is damn good by any measurement. Certainly an extremely large step above the original Game Boy game. It's just that AM2R came out first and scratched some itches that this game hasn't been touching. Oh dear. Are we somehow supposed to have the screw attack already? Oh, for God's sakes, another super missile block? I'm pretty sure we didn't need to shoot this many super missiles in both of the other Metroid games we've done before this one. And now I have no idea what I'm doing right now, considering the roadblock we've got to the next elevator. Well, I suppose that kind of works, but the slug kind of screwed any attempt to feel proud there. I was a little too busy going, oh shit, in my mind to really keep pushing forward. Well, they're certainly putting us through our paces when it comes to the space jump, that's for sure. Okay, so apparently this was the intended way down, and screw attack is just to speed things going back up later on. Definitely not used to game designers making the terrain with the thought of the player going backwards at the absolute end. Just a player constantly moving forward, with the occasional, side diversion. Huh. Honestly thought one of those two would manage to hit us. Right. So we need to deal with 7 out of the remaining 13 here. Technically speaking, we're getting close to the end of the game. But I somehow doubt we're going to be finished with Samus Returns within the hour.